movies, that sort of thing. The rest of the space is entirely open. These partitions represent 6-foot-high partitions on wheels and can be moved at a moment's notice by the teacher or by the student to enclose the amount of space and the type of space that is desirable. This whole area will be the place where student-teacher interaction takes place, be it in a large group lecture of some kind or in small group discussions of students with other students, groups inspired on a student's initiative, groups which meet with a teacher at a teacher's initiative, whatever is appropriate to the subject being studied. The instructional materials center here will be largely individual study space, which will be used by the student in the inquiries that she is making into the disciplines she chooses to study. The student will spend a good deal of her time in what we call unscheduled time. She will not be in any class, and she will have to decide herself where to go and what to do. And much of that time will be spent here using the film strips, films, film loops, records, tapes, books, and other programmed materials that will be based here and which will be completely accessible to the student. If a student wants to confer with other students in the use of a film, she can use these conference rooms up here. This area opens onto the instructional materials area, but represents specialized instructional space. This would be used for art, and this area will be set up for home economics. One more word about the building before I go back to the curriculum. This is a full-sized gym, and there will be a complete physical education program incorporated during the school day, and there will be extracurricular athletic activities. The curriculum for which this flexible building was designed, we hope will be just as flexible as our open space. We plan to have the curriculum center on a core humanities program. There'll be a single theme, and all the students in the school, no matter whether they're first year, second year, third year students, will all be studying the same theme. They will, however, elect different disciplines around that theme. They want to study the things that are relevant to them, the things that interest them. They will have the advice of an advisor whom they themselves will choose, a member of the faculty whom they themselves will elect to guide them in their program through the year. There will be such courses as political science, social psychology, history courses in connection with the social science disciplines in the humanities program. There will be literature courses. There will be religion, music, art, courses designed to get across the idea of mankind's dreams and hopes, the values on which he's acted down through the centuries, so that the student will be aware of values, will be able to form her own value system. We do not want to impose any values on anyone, but rather to make people aware of them and to allow them the opportunity and the atmosphere in which they can form their own value system. The communications arts program will be closely allied to the humanities program. In this particular phase of the curriculum, the student will learn to express herself in the medium of writing and speech, film and TV production, and she'll also receive the training she needs in reading and listening. In math, the student will start where she is and progress at her own speed until she has as much math as she herself needs for her own life goals. And these two programs, the communications arts and the math, will be what we call continuous progress. The students will be able to finish them when they finish them, at their own speed, at their own rate. And if it takes a student a year to finish, fine. She can go on to advanced courses. If it takes a student 3 or even 4 years to finish the basic courses in these disciplines, that too is fine. Then there will be the other courses necessary to develop a rounded person: science, the languages, the arts, music. There'll be home economics too, and typing, and a whole set of courses called independent study courses. This means that a student who has a special interest or wants to go more deeply into a given subject can contract with a member of the faculty to pursue whatever it is she wants, and the school will guide her and recognize the work she does and give her credit for it. The whole individualizing process behind this curriculum will be carried on in the relationship between student and teacher. We want the students and teachers to relate to one another as persons, not as roles. And we will have a very small ratio of students to teacher, probably somewhere between 10 and 15 to 1, so that each advisor, having maybe a dozen students, will be able to spend real time with that student, filling her own needs, giving her advice relative to her own goals and interests. Perhaps now it would be best if we went into a question session so that some of the fine points that interest you can be brought out and highlighted, points which I haven't covered and which interest everyone I know.